Okay, going over the difference between Portugal and also Bulgaria. There's some stark differences, and I'm going to tell you which one I like the best too. Also, if you get a chance, if you go to our website, www.citizenshipquickly.com, if you want to legally get your income taxes to zero, how to get a second passport as quick as 45 days. And I would like to hear from you. If you got a question or comment, just put it below. And folks, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. You get new videos automatically as they come out. We got over 600 of them. They come to you every day automatically if you press that button. Okay, now let's look at Portugal. Portugal, it's going to take you 7 years to get the passport. You don't have to reside there the whole time. It's just a few days requirement, which I've got on other videos. You can look at that part. But the key thing is, folks, is are you going to get the passport? Are you going to learn Portuguese? This is the key, okay? And that's probably the biggest negative of this program. And I'll tell you something else too. There is no track record. And if you're one of these guys out there that has been through it and only put in the minimum days and that's it to get the passport, and you did get the passport, let me know, because I have not been able to find anybody who's put in the minimum number of days. In other words, didn't move to Portugal. They just put the minimum day requirement, okay, to actually qualify to apply for the passport and then get the passport, okay? And remember, you're going to have to pass a Portuguese test. Are you going to be willing to do that? That's the key. Now, Portugal does have more visa-free travel than Bulgaria, not a lot more. I mean, you can look at you can examine the countries and see if it's really going to be that much difference between the Portuguese passport and the Bulgarian passport as far as visa-free countries go. And are you really going to go to those countries? The ones that you can travel to with Portugal that you can't do with a Bulgarian passport. So this is something you need to look at, because if you're not going to travel to those countries, I would wash that out to begin with. But the big key difference that I see is you don't have to pass a language test in Bulgaria. That's a big hurdle to get over. Think about all the time if you can't speak Portuguese, the time element it's going to take to go through all that mess to learn that language. That's a lot of stuff to put in to learn it. And if you already know the language, that's different. If you're at that situation. But if you're not, I would strongly not advise to go that route. I mean, I've told people this many times. But the big key too is Bulgaria's got really low taxes, one of the lowest in Europe. The Portugal program, the non-habitual tax regime, only lasts 10 years, and it doesn't really get around all taxes. You're more than likely going to have to pay some tax, and then it goes through the roof after 10 years. So if you're looking for a place to establish it's going to be easier to get with almost no tax, Bulgaria is by far the clear winner. And you have to remember too, Bulgaria's got some pretty good ways of getting the passport as far as investing. Now you're going to have to invest roughly, you're going to have to invest a little over 500,000 euros on the slow track program with Bulgaria. If you want to speed it up, you can invest a little over €1 million, and then and get the program under your belt that way. And you can do it in about roughly, it's going to be about 2 years if you go with the investing over €1 million. But your overall fees and legal fees are a lot cheaper in Bulgaria than Portugal, and the reason that is the salaries and stuff are a lot cheaper in Bulgaria than they are in Portugal. So you're going to end up paying a lot less in legal fees, and that's going to be a key thing that you're going to have to look at when you're actually getting the passports. But again, is the taxation is a lot less in Bulgaria, and also the fact that you don't have to get that language test out of the way. Man, I would pick Bulgaria over Portugal any day of the week. If you're single, I think the women in Bulgaria are actually pretty. I mean, people can disagree with me on that, but there's a lot of Russian women there. I think Russian women are some of the prettiest ones in the world. But I mean, these are some things that you're going to have to think about if you're wanting to go and spend a lot of time in a country which one's going to be quicker, which one's going to be less as far as fees that you're throwing out that you're not going to get back. You're going to pay out a lot more legal fees in Portugal, I can tell you. Your overall fee amount is going to be a lot more in Portugal as far as fees that you're not going to get back, okay? One thing that you're going to have to realize too in Bulgaria doesn't have a good track record of the number of people that applied for residency that have actually gotten the citizenship. They've turned down a lot of people because they've had a lot of illicit people apply for that passport. You get a lot of Russians that have applied that had bad track records and stuff, and they were only, I saw some figures like 1 out of 10 that have applied for the residency actually got the passport. Now that might be some of the people just decided they didn't want to go through the whole thing. So I mean, it doesn't mean that they got rejected, but the number of people getting the residency and getting the citizenship is pretty low. But you're going to have the same thing. You're probably going to get a more dismal one even in Portugal because of the language requirement, the number of years it's going to take before you can even apply. Whereas in Bulgaria, you're looking at as quick as 2 years. I mean, that's a real short period of time there. So, you know, and I'll be honest with you, like I've said before, I would get away from dealing with the EU. You know, I've told you this before, just stay away from EU countries because of, I see nothing but future tax issues coming up. They're going to be bad in the future. Another thing is, you know, to me, why go and even get one of those two when you can get a St. Kitts passport for cheaper overall? And you can, the thing about St. Kitts is it's got no income tax, no capital gains tax, no estate tax, no inheritance tax. To me, that's a no-brainer. But if you're wanting an EU passport, I would definitely pick Bulgaria over Portugal. I mean, that's what I would do. Anyway, folks, if you want to learn more on this, go to our website, www.citizenshipquickly.com. Hit the top bar that says apply with us, fill out the questions, hit that bottom bar that says send it to us. We deal with over 100 citizenship by investment, residency by investment countries all over the world. Don't forget, hit that subscribe button, folks. You get new videos automatically. And I would like to hear from you. If you got a question or comment, put it below. And I look forward to talking to you on the next video. Take care.